Bonjour la classe. This is the week beginning the 8th of February, and this week we're going to look at learning how to talk about what musical instruments you play. We will use the verb jouer, which you already know, to talk about this. So for task 1, it's a little note for your grammar jotter, so you're in your cahier bleu or your vocab and grammar jotter at the back. And what I want you to note down is when we want to say which instruments we play, we use the verb jouer, followed by either du, de la, de le, or de. And it depends on whether the instrument that we're talking about is masculine, feminine, begins with a vowel or an H, or is plural. So we learnt with sports, we had au, à la, à le, or au, but with instruments, we need one of these 4 options here, so it's slightly different. Okay, so you make a note of that in your grammar. So for task 2, you want another mind map to go with the other 2 you've already done. And this one's going to have je joue in the centre, and then we're going to fill in the instruments around the side. Okay, so you can choose to do pictures if you like, to go with your French words that we'll fill in on the next few slides, or if you prefer, you can just write the English alongside. Okay, I'm going to take you through the French words on the next few slides. So these are the instruments to be filled in along the different parts of your mind map. So the first one, du piano. Je joue du piano. I play the piano. Du violon. Je joue du violon. I play the violin. Du violoncelle. Je joue du violoncelle. I play the cello. Je joue du saxophone. Du saxophone. I play the saxophone. De la guitare. Je joue de la guitare. I play the guitar. De la flûte. Je joue de la flûte. I play the flute. De la flûte à bec. Je joue de la flûte à bec. I play the recorder. De la batterie. Je joue de la batterie. I play the drums. De la trompette. Je joue de la trompette. I play the trumpet. De la clarinette. Je joue de la clarinette. I play the clarinet. So here's just a picture of them all together, just in case you missed anything as we were going through. Just stop on this a minute to give yourself a chance to get everything copied up properly. And for those of you who would just prefer a summary list without any pictures, here you are, the French and the English all together. So for task 3, it's a listening task, and it is testing your listening to French and also your knowledge of listening to the sounds that different musical instruments make. So you will hear little clips of music, and each time I would like you to write down in French which instrument is making that sound. You'll get the spelling for all the instruments on screen. So task 4 is going to be a battleships game, and you have to make sure that you've got the slideshow in presenter mode for it to work properly, and you're going to click on the orange squares to find the battleships. What I'd like you to do is to write the correct French sentence for the squares where you find the battleships. You'll get 2 points for each sentence you manage to do correctly. There are 8 to find, and then if you can manage to do any of the ones for where the gold stars are, you can have 5 points for each of these sentences. I'll explain a bit more in detail on the next slide. Okay, so here along the top you've got the different instruments. So you've got drums, you've got trumpet, you've got guitar and so on. And down here you have got I, you, we, he, she. So in order to get your points for your sentence, if there were a battleship behind this square, for example, you would need to write the French for I play the drums, which would be je joue de la batterie. Okay, so you will go through clicking on your squares. Oh, this one's a bonus one, so it's got a gold star behind it. So if you had written down je joue de la batterie, you could gain yourself 5 points. Now that's the only little clue I'm giving you, the rest is up to you. So for these different ones, you need to make sure you start your sentence with the right part of the verb joue. So tu, nous, il, elle, and here you need to make sure you're getting the right instrument and you're getting the right thing that goes with joue. So is it a du or a de la or whatever. Task 5 is coming up on the next slide, and you've got 4 little passages of people talking about what music it means to them and what they like to play. And then at the bottom of the screen there are 4 little images, and all I need you to do is to write the name of the person that each image corresponds to. In task 7, all I need you to do is to listen to the little passages and fill in the gaps as you go. Okay, so as I said, this is a listening task. To prepare yourself, if you write down the numbers 1 to 9 in your jotter, and what you're going to do beside each number is fill in the French word from the choices at the bottom of the screen as you hear them. I'll say each passage just once through, but obviously you can rewind it and listen to it again if you wish. J'adore jouer de la guitare électrique. La guitare, c'est mon instrument préféré. J'ai des leçons les samedis. Je joue dans un groupe qui s'appelle Énergie. Je joue de la guitare dans ma chambre tous les jours. Je préfère la batterie. Je joue de la batterie chez mon copain Samuel. Je joue du saxo aussi, mais c'est un peu difficile. Mon père ne joue pas d'instrument, mais il aime chanter dans la salle de bain. Affreux. Moi, je joue du piano et du clavier électronique. Je joue chez moi dans le salon. J'adore ça. Mon petit frère joue du violon. C'est affreux. Il ne joue pas bien. Il est vraiment nul. J'ai des leçons de musique les lundis après le collège. Je ne joue pas d'instrument. Je préfère écouter de la musique. Ma sœur joue de la trompette, mais moi, je joue au foot. Je joue au foot tous les jours, en été et en hiver. And that's you. Good luck with your work for this week.